Howdy folks, I'm here to talk to you about my Heritage Rough Rider 9-shot. It's 22 Magnum combo. It comes with the both cylinders. I only got 22 long rifle in it right now. Safety's on. It is unloaded. I did my safety check previously. The reason why I'm talking to you about this gun is not just to show it off. I'm talking about the front sight. Don't bend your front sight. Alright, lots of people have been talking about how their gun shoots left, shoots a little low. It's because their front sight is sitting off to the right. These barrels screw right into the frame. They screw in. So if your sight's off to the right a little bit, it means your barrel's not screwed in enough. It's not screwed all the way in. So you can fix this by taking it to a gunsmith and having them adjust it, or you can do it yourself, which I did, and I don't know if you can see, but I got some tool marks there. See, I done screwed up my finish, which is alright. It's a cheap gun, for the most part. Finish isn't important to me. It's not the best finish to start with anyways. So, just a beat-up gun. I expect to have this thing looking like Stevie Ray Vaughan's guitar by the time I'm done with it. So you can take it in to a gunsmith and have them adjust it, which, if you want to keep your gun looking real nice, that's the way to go, honestly. You can send it into Heritage, which takes forever, or you can do it yourself. So yeah, don't bend your sights. Make sure your barrel's seated properly. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about is loading. On the 6-shooters, to get the empty chamber, you always want to carry on an empty chamber in your cylinder. So your hammer can't get bumped and, the gun go off and shoot you in the foot like the old cowboys. So on the 6-shooters, you load one, skip a chamber, load the rest, and then when you take the gun off half-cock and put the hammer back down, it'll be resting on an empty chamber. You can smack it and it won't go off because there's no round there, right? There's no cartridge. The 9-shots are different because the timing's way different than the 6-shooters. So I had to do some experimenting, and I'll show you. It's unloaded. You probably can't see it because my lighting's garbage. But put it on half-cock. It's totally unloaded. What I do is I load 2. 1, 2. Skip 1. Then you can load the rest. Now I'm not going to load it all the way because I'm going to unload these to show you another thing about these 9-shots that are weird. When you have it on half-cock, like the 6-shooters, and you go to unload, the extraction rod goes right through the cylinder and kicks out your spent casing, right? Well, on the 9-shooters, the timing's off. So on half-cock, the ejection rod actually doesn't go through. Don't do it. Now, I had this thing out at the range yesterday. I made sure the cylinder's indexed properly. There's no blowback happening. Everything's working as it should. But on half-cock, these 9-shots, the extraction rod doesn't go all the way through the cylinder. So you have to kind of time it just before the click. Oh, see, I went too far. And then you can get the extraction rod out just before the click. You actually get on around here. Let's see, just before the click. See it come out, and then it clicks. For the next one, just before the click, it'll come out and then click, right? So that's pretty freaking weird compared to the 6-shooters. This one's clean enough, they should just fall out. Yep, good. Now, my weapon is completely empty. I checked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Okay, so it's all empty. One thing I found though is, like half cock, it won't go all the way through. the extraction rod won't go all the way through. But if you pull a hammer all the way back and set it back down, the cylinder's lined up, it'll go all the way through it. So if you really want to, if you don't want to screw with the, just trying to get it just before the click and all that stuff like I showed you before, you can do that, and it'll come out that way. The thing is you want to make sure your safety's on in case you get about halfway and your thumb slips off the hammer while you're trying to reload, or unload, excuse me. You don't have an accidental discharge, right? Keep that safety on when you're doing that, because that's a risky way to unload. It's easier for you to work it to work the extraction rod, but it's a sketchy way to unload, okay? It works, but it's dangerous. Make sure you do your safety, have your safety on when you do it that way. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And 9 shots are kind of an interesting breed all on their own. Don't bend your sights. Make sure your barrels are seated in properly. And load 2, skip 1, load the rest, you'll be fine.